To MLC TV News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the Confluence State of Nigeria. I am Sherifat Mohammed. The headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari tells military officers to wipe out terrorists off the face of the earth. Governor Bello says no meaningful development without infrastructures in key sectors. Sri Lanka Parliament to elect new president next week. And President Buhari hails Falcons after Women Cup qualification. Now the news in detail. The President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday in Jaji, Kaduna State said the last 12 years have been very challenging for the country, considering the different security threats that have been confronting it. He also promised that his regime will ramp up support for the military to wipe out terrorists off the face of the earth and bring peace to the country. The president stated this at the graduation of 247 students of the Senior Course 44 of the Armed Force Command and Staff College, Jaji. The president has appraised the ongoing collaboration of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, Cameroon, Niger Republic, Benin Republic, and Chad in a multinational operation to combat the Boko Haram insurgency in the Lake Chad region. Buhari said this occasion provides him another opportunity to briefly reflect on the state of the Nigerian nation, particularly regarding national security. To the graduating student, the president said it will be part of your duty to confront these terrorists and insurgents and wipe them off the face of the earth and bring peace to our countries. He praised the Nigerian armed forces, who he noted are working tirelessly to enhance their combat effectiveness, operational capability, and training necessary to eliminate the threats, in synergy with other institutions and nations. At the event, Buhari presented PSC certificates and awards to select graduates as well as the best graduating students. KOGI State Governor BELLO has said that no meaningful development without quality infrastructures in key sectors like education, health, and others. The governor made the declaration during the inspection of many state and third fund projects executed at KOGI State Polytechnic, Felele. He also inspected the ongoing St. Peter's Primary School structure powered by the State Universal Basic Education Board. Governor Bello noted that all projects in the state, irrespective of where they came from, were executed by local contractors from the state who he applauded for delivering quality work. Our reporter has more.
It's no longer hidden to the populace the level of transformation going on at the State Polytechnic through the present rector of the institution, Usman Obo. On the second day of project inspection by the Kogi State Governor Bello, Obo was further commended for his collaboration with Tertiary Education Trust Fund, Third Fund, to build standard structures for students and lecturers.
Let me especially recognize the special one here. Management, student government body, and all the students that are here present. I sincerely appreciate all of you.
The governor thanked Usman Obo for the great job he's doing.
This is what the Nigerian young people are yearning for, and we are already exemplifying it here in Kogi State. As at the time I appointed him, some people were protesting that why will I bring so tribe to this place? Today, we in Kogi State, we don't know anything tribe, religion, or where you come from. What is important is capacity and your ability to carry out the job. And today, Obosalisu Associate Professor has been able to exemplify that here in Kogi State. And that is exactly what has been happening across the state. All the projects you have seen here now are handled by local contractors, local content, no Oyibo man, no any foreign contractor here. And they are giving me the standard that I want, the taste that I want. And anything quality is used to describe GYB, and GYB has a standard.
He said that the rector had displayed capacity despite the little resources at his disposal. Governor Bello said with what he has done within the short period, he has demonstrated the zeal and enthusiasm that young people have always yearned for. He appreciated students for being lawful, obedient to rules, regulations, and ensuring that their institution was cultism-free.
Our students are well behaved. They don't go into cultism. They want to be like GYB or even be more than GYB. So I'm already a leading example and a mentor and a good example for them to emulate. So all I can say is please they should keep up the wonderful studies and the job they are doing here in the school so that we can have plenty of GYBs, not only in Kogi State but across the Federation.
Usman Obo attributed all accolades to Governor Bello, who has found him worthy to direct the affairs of the institution. Some of the projects inspected included the Academic Office Complex, School of Applied Science, School of Environmental Technology, Computer Laboratory, hostels, and several classroom buildings. Governor Bello also inspected the Subeb-initiated project, which is almost at the finishing level. Khadijat Mohammed, reporting for MLC TV.
Kogi State has promised no one will have reason to travel outside the state to seek medical care when the just-built hospital in Gegu and other senatorial districts are commissioned to serve the people. He also encouraged the populace to grab the opportunity the state health insurance scheme will provide for them to have access to quality health services at less cost. Governor Bello declared to journalists at the completed edifice Gegu Ultra Modern Hospital when he visited as part of his on-the-spot assessment of various projects springing up across the state. He said when completed, the commissioning will attract the President Muhammadu Buhari, the APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other dignitaries. Our reporter has more.
The people of Kogi State have been called upon to register with the state health insurance scheme for affordable health care. Governor Yahaya Bello made the call while responding to an interview with journalists after inspecting the ultra-modern General Hospital in Gegu-Beki, Kogi local government area. Governor Bello explained that the insurance scheme was initiated by the government to provide quality, accessible and affordable health care for the people, irrespective of class and status.
I appreciate God Almighty who gave us the political will to do for our people what they desire at this point in time, which is quality healthcare service delivery. You see, we discovered that our people, basically they are agrarians, they are fishermen, they are petty traders, they are civil servants. So now, most times, the kind of health condition they used to, find themselves, they won't be able to have the resources to cater for it. That's why we came up with health insurance scheme here in Kogi State, whereby the rich will even subsidize for the poor. So we are encouraging whether the farmers, the fishermen, the traders, the civil servants, our big men both at home and abroad should come and enroll in the health insurance scheme here so that our people wouldn't have to stay back at home if they cannot afford medical health, attention. Here in this particular ultra-modern hospital, our locals will be taken care of almost free of charge. And even those in Abuja or those that are going to travel to Dubai or to Europe for any medical attention, they should come here. When they enroll in the health insurance scheme, their families can even come here for free medical treatment at the end of the day.
The governor noted that the ultra-modern general hospital in the area will not only meet the health needs of the people in the immediate environment, but travelers who need medical attention or accident victims.
This particular hospital, ultra-modern general hospital at Gegu-Beki here, will not only serve the people of Gegu-Beki, Kotokarefe local government, or the people of Kogi State. It will serve travelers. It will serve those who are not well, who are traveling from the south, going to Abuja to fly for medical attention outside this country. Whatever you think is going to take you outside this country, you don't need to go anywhere again. Here in Kogi State, all of your challenges or your requirement will be met. And so far, as far as the quality of job is concerned, I am highly satisfied.
While expressing satisfaction with the progress and quality of work done so far, Governor Bello advocated the engagement of local contractors who are capable of executing quality projects. The governor maintained that with the establishment of the hospital, more job opportunities will be created for the unemployed. The governor had earlier paid a visit to the Ohimege Igu, His Royal Majesty Abdurazak Isa Koto. Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV.
The KOGI State chapter of the newly executive of the Christian Association of Nigeria has been inaugurated with a charge to increase the propagation of the gospel in the state. The Deputy Governor of KOGI State stated this during the inauguration of the state chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria at the Government House Chapel in Lokoja. Chief Edward Onoja said the Christian Association is a formidable group with the aim of fostering unity in spreading the gospel power to Nigeria and beyond. Our reporter has more.
According to the Deputy Governor, the present administration of Yahya Bello has maintained religious tolerance in the state by creating enabling environment for all adherents of religious bodies to worship their God. He thanked the Christian community in the state for their support and harmonious working relationship with the Muslim body Jama'atu Nasir Islam (JNI) and called on other states across the country to emulate what Kogi State government is doing. He congratulated the newly sworn-in officials for their election and commended the past CAN chairman for the feat achieved, noting that the chapel was built through the righteous influence of the former leadership. Earlier, the North Central CAN chairman, Reverend Israel Adelani Akonji, represented by his deputy, Reverend Matthias, called on Christians to remain steadfast in their faith with God, adding that the church is a platform shouldered with the responsibility of praying for the nation. The religious leader thanked Governor Bello and his deputy, Edward Onoja, for achieving much in terms of peace, infrastructural development, youth participation in governance in the state, and encouraged members of the body to remain supportive of the current leadership. In his speech, the inaugurated state CAN chairman, Special Apostle Adebayo Emmanuel Olaniyan, stressed the need for government to resolve the ongoing strike of ASU, noting that the society is becoming hostile as a result of long stay of youths at home. He reiterated determination to improve on the achievement of his predecessor in partnering with JNI to strengthen religious tolerance in the state. He thanked Governor Yahya Bello for his support to the development of Christian Association in Kogi State and prayed God to grant him wisdom and good health to pilot the affairs of the state to greater heights. The state chairman of Jama'atu Nasir Islam, Ambassador Bello Usman, and the former CAN chairman, Bishop John Ibenu, congratulated the new officials and charged them against rumor. Highlight of the ceremony was a prestigious award conferred on the Deputy Governor of Kogi State, Chief Edward Onoja, for his meritorious service in the state and other dignitaries. For MLC TV News, Joshua Adenoy.
Muslim and Christian clerics have called on Nigerians to get their permanent voters cards, PVC. In separate interviews, Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmed Tijani said if all the old and those 18 and above get their PVC and exercise their right to vote for a leader they think is the best for Nigeria in the next general election in 2023, it will result to making Nigeria a better country for all.
Exercise your franchise, so I have to carry PVC. It's your right. It's your right, at least to have a say in whoever is going to govern the town. To have a say in such a situation, you have to have a PVC. You vote for the candidate of your choice. Without PVC, that will not.
Reverend Father Godwin Omanaye of St. Andrew Anglican Church, Okene, after a service, told religious leaders to be proactive and urged them to stand for the truth and pray for God's intervention.
And to be able to say the truth at all costs, and to be able to stand in the gap, to pray to God that God will intervene, because it takes God's intervention in today's Nigerian politics for the things to work well, because things has gone bad to the point that is now beyond human repairs or human effort to make a change, except God.
Omanayi called on Nigerian leaders to carry the poor people along, urging Christians to go out and collect their PVC, stress on Muslim ticket should not disturb the cordial relationship between the Muslim and Christian presently enjoyed in some parts of the country.
Together in a community, though some are Muslims and some are Christians, and there are people who are not going to church, who are not Christian, and they are not Muslims, but all of us still live together as one family. And if indeed we claim to be family, to be one, Nigeria, as we usually say, if there is anything, we should also consider every part of the segment that live in the community. If a particular set of people are being relegated and a kind of push aside, there we come to a point where they will also have to revolt and ask questions. My final advice on PVC is that everyone should go and get their PVC, not because we want to vote for a Christian, not because we want to vote for a Muslim, but let us get our PVC as Nigerians to make a change, to vote for a man after God's heart, to vote for someone that will be able to effect change.
He said both members of the two religions are one big family and encouraged Nigerians to pray for a competent person to lead the country. On security challenge that has continued to be a threat, the Ohi of Okene, His Royal Highness Maman Okatahi Oyaraze of Ebira Land, in his opinion, after observing Jumat prayer at Idoji Okene local government, called on all state governments across the country to enforce the community policing to reduce crime in Nigeria, and that traditional rulers should also improve on their capacity to do a thorough check on who comes into their domain.
Have not been placed where they are supposed to be in terms of Nigerian constitution. They will not be recognized if they are given their due function as traditional leaders. All the bandits, kidnapping, atrocities going on now would have happened, because you can't bring a policeman from Sokoto coming to Okene to come and take care of Okene security-wise. A person that if you say where is Okene, that he doesn't know. But if the traditional leaders are given their rightful place in the constitution, they know everything about the nook and cranny of their domain, and they can act as check and balances for all evil things that I see. My only cutting advice towards 2023 is that it's an election that is forthcoming and it's close, less than 8 months now. But my prayer is that whoever will be there, that God will give benefits to see to the suffering of the poor masses, and will be able to check this security situation of the country. I pray to Almighty God that may He attract the vote of the commoners, so as to be able to rescue us from the ongoing insecurity we have all over the federation. There's no safe place, there's no safe heaven as far as security is concerned.
The chief imam of the mosque, Sheikh Shaibu, took out time to pray for the peace of the land and Nigeria at large. The KOGI State Chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, ADEIZA MOMOHJIMOH, has reiterated his resolve to professionalism and welfare of members. ADEIZA gave the assurance at the get-together of members of the union organized by his office to celebrate them for their doggedness and resilience in discharging their duties. He urged practicing journalists in the state to uphold professionalism in the discharge of their duties. The chairman described 2023 as a defining movement and urged journalists to be cautious about their reportage before, during and after the election. Our reporter has more.
It was a movement journalists across the Kogi state capital. Lokoja joined the state NUJ chairman, MOMOHJIMOH ADEIZA, to celebrate one another for another beautiful get-together after Eid al-Kabir. The gathering attracted all state past and present executive members of the union. The chairman used the occasion to warn against unethical conduct that could create conflicts in the society. He advised untrained journalists in the state to be aware of the outcome, saying that the union will not condone unprofessionalism and unregistered practitioners in the state.
I say there are no quacks, there are. But for us, we are doing our best to ensure that those who have the interest of this profession at heart do the necessary things to measure up. That's why we have the campus of IIJ here. For those that are not too qualified, majority of them have gone to training and they are doing very well. Outside there are people who are claiming to be journalists that are not one, and unfortunately they scam people outside. It's when there's problem that they now come back to tell us. For those of us who are here, I think we are highly qualified and we are okay, we are good to go. My advice is that we should continue to be focused. Now that we are going into the election year, our members should be professional. We should be professional. We know what the Electoral Act is saying. Let us ensure that this election is peaceful. We should report issues that will bring peace to this country. We should avoid being used to cause dissatisfaction in the country.
The immediate past national trustee of the union, Ali Atabo, and other members appreciated the efforts of the NUJ as a body. They pointed out the challenges journalists face in the course of delivering their duties.
Economy on our chairman is different from what we have now. And when you see the opposite, it gives you a reflection of what is actually obtainable in our country. And today, the government has a very lean finances, and the finances will be giving priority to areas that the chief executive feels that let me commit these resources to. Today, I don't want to believe that the media in Kogi State have been neglected. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that. It is only a function of what is available to us for the media to sing our praises. And I want to believe that the governor of Kogi State, being a young man, being a very young man who has transformed the state, given the amount of resources available to him, will also one day note that the governor still has about 1 year and some months to leave office. And there is nothing that cannot happen if it is the BELLO that I know very well.
Journalists all over the world are agenda center. Also those who want government to do better. My expectation is for government to come to look at us as a partner in progress.
Atabo urged the union to always provide valuable information and suggestions to the government as the fourth estate of the reign.
So I will encourage journalists to continue to do their work, advise the governor where it's going wrong, they should point it out, and where it is necessary for them to condemn, let them condemn the governor, and where it becomes obvious that the governor should have their commendation, they should not hesitate to do so.
The chairman, Federated Chapel, and the executive members of the NUJ, Michael Abu, expressed satisfaction over the state's journalists and admonished incompetent journalists to go for training to acquire more knowledge on the job.
Profession is being indoctrinated with several members of the society who are quacks and are not professional. If there's anything we need to do, one, we need to open the space. We have a training avenue. The International Institute of Journalism is here. People can get trained. People can go to the universities and the Polytechnic to read mass communication. But in the event that we leave these windows of opportunity and people do not take advantage of it, the union will not have any choice but to clamp down on persons who are portraying themselves as journalists and they are not, because it's sending wrong signals in the society.
The senior special assistant to the Kogi State Governor on electronic media, Avoy Nwogo, described the relationship between the government and the media practitioners in the state as cordial.
Not just Kogi State now, I'm talking generally in the entire country. Let the government begin to see journalists as their helpmates, as their supporters to project whatever they are doing. Definitely, if you are doing well, you will be projected, just like in Kogi State. It's good to come in here and see what NUJ is doing with projecting the government of the day in Kogi State, which I am proud to be part of. And I just want to thank them and urge them to do more, that the government will also come up to do even better than what they've been doing for them before.
All practicing traditional and new media journalists in the state are encouraged to register with the NUJ as professionals. The chairman said belonging to a professional union will allow them to grow better on the job as a broadcaster. Faith Abdulgafar reporting for MLC TV News.
The executive chairman of Alimosho local government, Jelili Adewale Sulaiman, has warned residents not to patronize cart pushers because they are major causes of flooding in their communities. He handed out this warning during the flag-off ceremony of year 2022 tree planting exercise. The theme for this year tree planting exercise is "In Harmony with Nature." They have assigned PSP to every community. This is a modern and acceptable way of managing refuse because the refuse will be dumped at approved places where lives will not be endangered. Nature gives to them what they equally give it. They need to be clement with nature so as to enjoy its maximum benefit. He said the only thing the cart pushers do is to cart away refuse from their homes and dump them inside the river, canal or drainage channels. This is an invitation to flooding. In Lagos State, they have planted many trees since the introduction of the policy in 2008. Despite this effort, they are still experiencing flooding. This is a pointer to the fact that more trees need to be planted to commemorate historic events such as birthdays, naming ceremonies, burials, graduation, and others. He advised residents not to cut down any tree without approval from the appropriate authority. The Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, who was present by Alimosho Zonal Coordinator, LASPAC, Niyi Olaoye, called on Lagosians to adapt to the climate change, which has changed the ecosystem and the atmospheric condition all over the world. He advised Lagosians to prepare for the aftermath of the climate change, which has brought about paradigm shifts and the accustomed ways of the life of our people. Present at the event were the other government functionaries, political leaders, religious leaders, CDC executives, CDA members, aristans, marketmen and women, and others. We go on a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. And on politics. Preparatory to Saturday's gubernatorial election in Osun State, the Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, Dr. Ahmed Audi, has approved the deployment of 11,226 officers and men to cover the 3,763 polling units, collateral centers, flashpoints, as well as critical national assets and infrastructure in all the 31 local government areas of the state. He disclosed that the deployed personnel were deployed from the national headquarters and 9 state commands: Osun, Ondo, Ekiti, Oyo, Ogun, Lagos, Kwara, Kogi, and Edo to supply manpower for the election. The CG stated that the objective of the Corps in the forthcoming election is to create a secured environment for its successful conduct and enhance the general security in the state before, during, and after the election. This robust operational order has been activated to ensure a hitch-free exercise and guide against molestation and intimidation of the electorate by hoodlums or party thugs. Dr. Audi assigned Deputy Commandant General DCG in charge of operations, Dauda Mangadi, to oversee the election exercise. He also designated Assistant Commandant General ACG Operations Philip Ayuba, Zonal Commander Zone J, Fasiu Adeika, and Commandant Special Duty Oliver Ujuaja to serve as field commanders monitoring each senatorial district of the state. He stressed that a pool of officers shall be drawn from special forces such as Armed Squad Unit, Counter-Terrorism Unit, CTU, Chemical, Biological, Radiological, Nuclear, and Explosive Units, the Special Female Squad, Rapid Response Squad, K9, and SWAT units, different from the regular conventional personnel, in order to have a successful execution of the assignment. And on crime, the ECOWAS court has ordered the Nigerian government to pay 10 million naira in compensation to the family of the late Salome Acheju Abu, Abu Sisti was assassinated 2 days after the November 16, 2019 governorship election in Kogi State. She was shot and burnt after the invasion of her home in Ochadamu town under Ofu local government area. The deceased was the woman leader of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Ochadamu. In the judgment against Nigeria, Justice Edward Amoka Asante said the government failed in its obligations to protect the politician's life. The court held that Nigeria did not properly investigate, arrest and prosecute the killers as guaranteed under Article 1 and 4 of the African Chapter on Human and People's Rights. The court therefore ordered the authorities to carry out an effective investigation and bring the perpetrators to book. The applicants were Simon Babani Seidu Abu, Ogbadu David Abu and Daniel Achimogu, spouse, son and brother to the deceased. And on foreign, Sri Lanka's parliament will vote on a new president Wednesday, the speaker's office said. On Friday, following the resignation of Gotabaya Rajapaksa after he was driven out of the country. Nominations for the post of president will be received on Tuesday and MPs are due to vote the following day. Speaker Mahandi Yapa Abewardana's office said in a brief statement. And on sports, over to John Malik for the sports update.
And on sports updates, Women's African Cup of Nations WACON defending champions Nigeria as well as Morocco, South Africa and Zambia have sealed their qualification to the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup in New Zealand and Australia. The defending champion pipped the indomitable Lioness of Cameroon 1-0 in their quarter-final clash on Thursday night to zoom into the semi-finals and also book a spot in the Australia and New Zealand courtesy of a goal from Rashidat Ajibade. South Africa also qualified for the semi-final of the Women's African Cup of Nations WAFCON after beating Tunisia in Rabat 1-0. A first-half strike by Jeremy Soposanwe was enough to help Bayama win the match, also sealed qualification to the 2023 Women's FIFA World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Earlier, Zambia and Morocco had qualified for the semi-final and the World Cup. Meanwhile, Cameroon, Tunisia, Senegal and Botswana still have the opportunity to qualify for the World Cup via playoff. They will meet to decide the 2 teams that will join the 8 teams from confederations to jostle for the last 3 World Cup slots for the FIFA Women's World Cup. The President MUHAMMADU Buhari has congratulated the Super Falcons of Nigeria after they qualified for the 2023 Women's World Cup with a victory over Cameroon at the ongoing Women's African Cup of Nations in Casablanca, Morocco. The record 9-time title winners defeated Cameroon 1-0 on Thursday night and are now set to face host Morocco in the semi-finals. In a statement signed by his special advisor on media to the President, Femi Adesina, Buhari lauded the spirited performance of the team for maintaining their standing as defending champion and the most successful women's football team in Africa. Having won the tournament twice in 2016 and 2018, under his administration, Buhari assured the players and their handlers that the whole nation was strongly standing with them and would continue to cheer them until the final whistle in Morocco. He prayed that the Super Falcons, who have produced some of the greatest African players in the history of the women's game, would surpass their achievement in the last Women's World Cup in 2019, where they advanced to the round of 16 for the first time in 15 years. Buhari also looked forward to the next generation of upcoming stars who, through hard work, discipline, resilience and determination, will one day win the Women's World Cup for Nigeria. And that's sports update on MLC TV News Hour. I am Malik Jonah reporting. Back to our caster for more stories.
Thank you, Jonah, for the update. And on entertainment news, Matthias Ayodeji Peter is standing by.
On our Our entertainment news. Nollywood actor Olariwaju Omiyinka, popularly known as Baba Ijesa, has been sentenced to 16 years in prison. Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo of the Ikeja Domestic Violence and Sexual Offence Court on Thursday, July 14, 2022, sentenced the disgraced actor to prison. Delivering the judgment, Justice Taiwo said that the prosecution failed to prove beyond reasonable doubt that the defendant is guilty of all the charges against him. However, she found the defendant guilty of 2 of the 6 counts against him. Baba Ijesa was detained on April 22, 2021 after the Lagos State Police Command announced his arrest for allegedly sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl in care of Princess. Described as one of the most talked about celebrity court cases ever in Nigeria, several pieces of evidence were laid before the court on how the actor sexually assaulted the young child. A forensic report was presented by a child forensic expert Olabisi Ajayi Kayode at the Special Offences Court in Ikeja. According to Ajayi Kayode, the clinical report on the minor showed Baba Ijesa allegedly engaged the child in sexual activities when she was 7 on 2 occasions, and on 1 occasion inserted his car key into her vagina. The Lagos State Directorate of Public Prosecution, which proffered the charges against the actor, argued that the offences contravene Section 135, 137, 261, 202, 262, and 263 of the Lagos State Criminal Law 2015, which stipulates life imprisonment for offenders. Baba Ijesa pleaded not guilty to all the counts. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter.
Thank you, Matthias, for the update. And that's the size of our package today. Join us next week at this same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Malkai TV. Like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, Twitter at MLC TV1. For your event coverage, information, contribution, advert and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displayed on the screen. It's Malakai TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Sherifat Mohammed. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together. Good day and thanks for watching.